6:30 in glorification of Srila Prabhupada and the wonderful gifts he's given each one of us. What will happen is I'm going to read a little preamble to get us sort of in the right mood for the evening. Then we'll have a kirtan. Srila Prabhupada himself will lead the kirtan. It's recorded from 1966. It happened in this very room. So it's very nice. He'll lead us on the recording and we'll respond, of course, in real time. After that, we will get to the main event, our two wonderful guest speakers. And then after that, we'll have a very short kirtan followed by a prashad. Okay? That's the agenda for tonight. Now this preamble, we read every Wednesday before we begin the program. His Holiness Satsvarup Maharaj, one of Prabhupada's earliest disciples, was asked if he would write something specifically for this program, and he very generously obliged. So this was written specifically for us, and again, we read it every Wednesday just to get us in the right frame of mind. 26 Second Avenue is a unique pilgrimage site among all temples, outreach centers, and country farms within the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Srila Prabhupada arrived in the U.S. in September of 1965, and for almost an entire year he received very little response, living as a guest in the home of Dr. Mishra in uptown Manhattan. Eventually a student found him a rented storefront on the Lower East Side, and when he moved there, his first serious students started regularly attending his kirtans and lectures. In September of 1966, on the day of Janmashtami, Srila Prabhupada initiated his first American disciples, and soon after, working with a lawyer, he officially incorporated the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON, as a tax-exempt religious corporation. That would be me. Excuse me. The Swami was very accessible to his disciples. From the first day of his arrival in the U.S., Prabhupada continued wearing his saffron sannyas dress and rubber pointy shoes. He lectured in this very storefront in the evenings of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. He stayed in his apartment, sitting at a low desk and conversing informally, answering questions from the devotees crowded in the room just across this courtyard. Srila Prabhupada loved the 1966 period. Even at the end of his life in 1977 in Vrindavan, he reminisced about the time at 2nd Avenue. He recalled those were happy days. We were like a close family. All the devotees of ISKCON have a feeling of heartfelt gratitude to Srila Prabhupada for coming to 26 2nd Avenue and starting the Hare Krishna movement. Devotees should make a point of visiting the first ISKCON temple and take part in the weekly programs that are going on now. So again, welcome and thank you for being here. We'll now take part in the kirtan that Srila Prabhupada will lead via the recording. This recording was made so early on in 1966 that his early students did not even yet know the Panchatattva mantra. So Prabhupada will chant that alone, no response, 3 times, and then he'll go into the Maha Mantra where we can start responding at that point. Thank you.
Rama Radha Krishna Gopinath Dham Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki jai, Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Navadvip Dham ki jai, Swami Bhaktavind ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees. Go Pramanand.
Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Okay. So, one we've been waiting for. Radha Gopinath Prabhu joined in 1988 and is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami. He holds the esteemed position of president of the Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Mandir in Mumbai, Chowpatty, India. He holds a vital role within the leadership council there. He's responsible for the counselor system, the famed counselor system of Chowpatty, and holds the position of in charge of the congregation development department. He has a master's degree in voice and speech therapy. He has transformed the lives of many devotees through his massively successful 7-day Gita course, Journey of Self-Discovery. He played a pivotal role in cultivating a thriving congregation of over 450 devotees in Kolhapur in India and continues to guide and support them. He responds to invitations from the ISKCON Devotee Care Committee to impart seminars on establishing devotee care systems in local ISKCON temples. and his expertise is highly sought after. Overall, he stands as one of the most esteemed and revered figures among devotees. And we'll invite Radha Gopinath to come up. Damodar Prabhu has been a dedicated practitioner of Krishna consciousness since 1998, and he is also a disciple of His Holiness Radha Maharaj. He holds a prominent role as the head of the kitchen department and as a member of the management council at ISKCON Mumbai. He has played an instrumental role in establishing state-of-the-art kitchens at various ISKCON temples throughout India, such as Kolkata, Pune, Mayapur Food for Life, Vrindavan, Juhu, and New Delhi among them. He is academically accomplished, holding a degree, B.Tech, from the Mechanical Engineering Department at IIT Mumbai, and furthered his studies with a master's degree, M.Tech, in Design and Automation from IIT in 2003. He conducts the Enlightening Journey of Self-Discovery courses for newcomers, and also serves as a faculty member at Mumbai University teaching Bhagavad Gita. Currently, he holds the leadership position of guiding the devotee care team for the brahmacharis at ISKCON Mumbai. In addition to his spiritual endeavors, and arguably most importantly, he is known for his skillful preparation of sweets and also his engaging talks on various scriptures. Please join me in welcoming His Grace Damodar. We gotta look at the time. What do you want to extend?
We just move it, pass it.
Should we bring this? Okay, because that's hanging.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hare Krishna. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidinamane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshakarine Panchakalpatarubhischa Kripa Sindhuveva cha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, first of all, we feel very privileged, very honored, very blessed to be here in this divine place. This is a Tirtha Dham for us, Dham Yatra. And last year in August we were visiting, and there was a plan that we'll have a Prabhupada Katha here on the Wednesday when we were visiting, but the place was under renovation. So it was due. We had to come back again to fulfill that commitment. So we are very happy to be here. I'll just speak few things about Prabhupada. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Sarva Mahagunagana Vaishnava Sharire Krishna Bhakti Krishna Raguna Sakali Sanchare all the great qualities,
We can do it.
all the great qualities of Lord Krishna manifested by his mercy in his pure devotees. So Prabhupada's notion of so many qualities, I thought, and there is no end. And the more we glorify, the more we are amazed. So today I thought I'll speak about Prabhupada as a very caring leader, since we are on a devotee trip. So I'll speak something about Prabhupada, bring out this aspect as a very caring person, this aspect of his personality. Begin with the pastime which took place right here. So Chuck, who became Achyutananda, he is narrating this pastime. So he says, I came here in the afternoon and Swamiji gave me a plate of prasadam. And he said, I was just eating that, and then he bit upon a green chili. Right? And his mouth started burning. It's coming down.
Yeah.
Continue.
Can you hear him okay in the back?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to droop down a little bit.
Okay, I'll take it ahead.
Next one.
So,
This kind of gym.
so he bit upon a green chili, and his mouth started burning, and tears of ecstasy started flowing from the eyes, from the nose. And then Swamiji said, is it too hot? He said, yes. And immediately Prabhupada, he brought a small bowl of milk. He took some rice from his plate, and he took some banana and mashed the three together. And he immediately gave him, he said, eat this, it will kill the action of the chilies. A small gesture, but Prabhupada just knew, instantly how to extend care. So a person who was suffering the effect of the green chili, Prabhupada immediately, very instantly provided that relief. Mother Yamuna Devi, she narrates a beautiful story, a similar theme. So Mother Yamuna says, Prabhupada, one day he saw that I was sick and he examined me carefully. And then Prabhupada himself said, he said, you have jaundice. Prabhupada had good Ayurvedic knowledge also. He himself diagnosed that it looks like jaundice. And then he said, now I will take charge of your recovery. Now I will take charge of your recovery. And then Prabhupada immediately, she was sleeping on the floor, and Prabhupada arranged a bed for her immediately. And he said, no, you cannot sleep on the floor, you have to sleep on this bed. And then he arranged a special Ayurvedic diet for her, which will help her to recover fast. And he also gave her some Ayurvedic medicine. Often you see Prabhupada letters, Prabhupada would recommend some Ayurvedic recipes, home recipes, or to get a quick relief, fast relief. So Prabhupada arranged an Ayurvedic medicine for Mother Yamuna, and he would daily come to see that she is taking medicine in front of him. And Mother Yamuna recalls that because these Ayurvedic medicines are very bitter in nature, and she would make a bitter face while taking Ayurvedic medicine, and Prabhupada would take great pleasure in seeing that. But actually he was taking pleasure in seeing that she is recovering well. She is recovering well, and then she is taking the medicine. So now again, another beautiful pastime which took place in this very place is Prabhupada conducting the marriage of Mukunda and Mother Janaki. Mukunda and Janaki. And Prabhupada said that actually I am a sannyasi, I am retired from in general social life, marriage ceremonies and so on and so forth. But still I am obligated so that I want to see that my disciples are properly situated and they can steadily advance in Krishna consciousness. And he saw that there is no one else who conduct the marriages. So Prabhupada himself conducted the marriage of Mukunda and Janki and also few other marriages. So he himself now, Prabhupada said now, he told Janki, you have to be dressed in bright red sari, that's the tradition in India. So Prabhupada dressed Janki, she didn't know how to wear sari, so Prabhupada himself helped her to wear a sari. And then Janki called that Prabhupada also put flowers in her hair. And then Mukunda, of course, was, also he dressed himself in this dhoti. But to conduct the, circumambulation of the fire, Prabhupada performed the yajna. Prabhupada tore his dhoti and put it over the shoulder of Mukunda and tied the piece of dhoti to the red sari of Janki and then made them circumambulate the fire. It doesn't stop over there. The Swamiji himself has prepared the marriage feast before this. And then he brought one by one all these items for serving to all the devotees. Now please hear, there is a description of the feast. What all Prabhupada prepared. The feast the Swami had prepared was awe-inspiring. Spicy rice with chunks of homemade cheese and red peppers. Sweet and sour dahi. Richly spiced peas. Curried potatoes with peas and eggplant. Dumplings in yogurt sauce sprinkled with coriander leaves and freshly ground spices. Whole wheat fried flat breads. Deep fried cauliflower fritters. Flaky potato pastries. Chunky tomato chutney. Spongy paneer globes floating in a sauce of condensed milk. Looks like this is rabdi. Rasmalai. Squares of milk fudge. We sat with our guests in rows on the floor of his apartment, amazed as dish after dish emerged from the kitchen. Several of our macrobiotic guests threw caution to the wind and abandoned themselves to the Swami's culinary delights. And one of the friends remarked, "This stuff is just too good to resist." Right, so this is, and just imagine, Prabhupada would prepare feasts. You have just heard that. Even today, and in those days when there were not many resources, he was not assured of the next month's rent, but he would prepare such a feast. He would prepare such a feast for festival and other times. So I am just connecting this to another incident, which actually has been very inspiring for me. Prabhupada was in Kumbh Mela in 1977. Every 12 years is Kumbh Mela, and Prabhupada went and he saw that the devotees had not, arranged the prasadam distribution. And then he said, "Where is the stock of grains? Where is the prasadam distribution?" And the devotee said, "Prabhupada, we are not having sufficient funds and all that." Prabhupada said, "Radha Rani is the manager. She manages the temple. She manages the kitchen. How can there be scarcity? How can there be scarcity?" So he said, only if we don't mismanage, then everything else will be nicely managed. And Prabhupada then wrote a letter to all the temple presidents that anyone who comes to the temple, they should always be prasadam. Why shortage? Why scarcity? He said, Krishna will supply. So Prabhupada had a deep faith that we serve, we extend this prasadam distribution, serve everyone, and Radharani is managing the kitchen. How can there be shortage? She is Lakshmi. Her expansion is Lakshmi. There won't be any scarcity. So he had that deep faith. There won't be any scarcity. So Prabhupada in those days would prepare such feasts, which are amazing just to hear. There is another beautiful story which took place at New Vrindavan, and where Prabhupada again expressed his deep care for the devotees. So Prabhupada was sitting giving a talk to the devotees, and Prabhupada saw that there was one lady disciple of his. She was bit shivering from the cold. She was feeling a bit cold. So New Vrindavan. And then Prabhupada noticed that, and Prabhupada then turned to the temple president and he said, Prabhupada said, she needs warm clothes. She is feeling cold. She is a humble devotee. She would not express it to you. She will not tell you. But as a leader, you must know these things and you must take care of the devotees. You see, so therefore devotee, this is one very important aspect of devotee care. Devotee care is not that the devotees will be demanding, I need care and so on, I need this, I need that. It's the responsibility of the leaders or the responsibility of other devotees to be sensitive to the needs of the other devotees and see, okay, this devotee needs this kind of care, whether it's the physical, emotional, social, spiritual care, and volunteer and take care of, provide those needs. So Prabhupada in the very beginning of the movement, he established this. The very first building Prabhupada made in Sridham Mayapur, which is the international headquarters, is the Chakra building, the long building as we call it. And that building was for the devotees to stay. So even before he did something for the deities, he made arrangement for the devotees to stay. There is another beautiful story. This is narrated by His Holiness Radha Maharaj. He says that Maharaj recalling Prabhupada's love and care that Prabhupada showered on him. Prabhupada was conducting a Pandal program in Chopati, Mumbai, and there were 20,000 people in attendance. Somehow Prabhupada spotted him, and Prabhupada called him to the stage. He sent his disciple, you call him to the stage. And Radha Maharaj says that he was very uncomfortable to go and sit on the stage. He wanted to avoid all kind of limelight. And you're on the stage means you are really on the limelight. So he was very uncomfortable, and Prabhupada, he noticed that he's feeling uncomfortable, and Prabhupada simply looked towards him and smiled to comfort him, saying, that's all right. You don't feel discomfort. Don't be uncomfortable, just relax. And that Prabhupada's smile was very relaxing to him, and he felt comforted. And at the end of the program, when Prabhupada was leaving, Maharaj said he learned the custom in India that when saintly people are there, you touch their feet. Maharaj, he went forward to touch the feet, and he was chastised by other disciples. And again Prabhupada at the time, he mercifully looked toward him and he said, it's all right, he can touch my feet. And he again comforted and showered that affection and care upon Radhanath Maharaj. 6 months later, Prabhupada arrived in Vrindavan. That time Maharaj was already staying in Vrindavan. Through his journey somehow he reached Vrindavan, and he was already living. And he had already developed a great attraction towards Prabhupada because of these incidents which took place in Mumbai. His heart was feeling attracted towards Prabhupada. And now Prabhupada came to Vrindavan, and wherever Prabhupada would be giving a class, Maharaj would go there to hear. And the disciples of Prabhupada, now they notice, they also recognize him. And they started telling him that now he should join their party. They will be soon leaving Vrindavan, and he should join them. And then, participate in various services which Prabhupada has given. But Maharaj's heart was in Vrindavan. He did not want to leave. So now all the other disciples of Prabhupada, they started, some of them were preaching to him that you should join us. And others were chastising him that don't be independent, you should join. So in different ways, different Prabhupada disciples were putting a pressure on him to leave Vrindavan and become a full-time member of ISKCON. So Maharaj said that I was feeling attracted towards Prabhupada, but I had not yet fully committed myself to Prabhupada as of now. But I would go to hear his all the classes. But so Maharaj was feeling, a kind of a great pain in the heart, because he was being judged by them also as being independent and so on and so forth. So one particular day, Prabhupada was giving a class near Radha Gopinath Mandir, and Maharaj also joined that class. He was sitting behind, and at the end of the class, Prabhupada started leaving, and all the those who were sitting, they gave the way, an aisle, they just parted, and Prabhupada is walking down the aisle, and then from both the sides, the Brajvasis sitting, devotees sitting, they are offering obeisances while Prabhupada is leaving. A typical scene you can see, when spiritual leaders, sannyasi goes, everyone gives away, and everyone is bowing down from both the sides. So then Maharaj also bowed down. It was toward the end of it, and Prabhupada stood there. He stood there, and when he got up, Radha Maharaj got up after bowing down to Prabhupada. He looked, Prabhupada is standing right in front of him. And looking at his eyes, again, the eyes matched. And Prabhupada said, "How long are you living in Vrindavan?" Now Maharaj became very afraid. He said, all the other disciples, they have probably told Prabhupada that we are telling him to come with us, join us, don't be independent, but he's not listening to us, so now you should tell him. So now Prabhupada directly asked him, "How long are you living in Vrindavan?" And Maharaj's heartbeat increased. What if Prabhupada tells me to leave Vrindavan and I will not be able to displease him in any way? So this question was very scary to him. How long are you living in Vrindavan? Maharaj became very afraid, but I told him, almost 6 months Prabhupada. Directly after Bombay, soon came. 6 months Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada, he smiled, and with a very affectionate fatherly look, he said, "Very good. Vrindavan is so nice." Prabhupada just spoke that. As if, telling him that you can always stay in Vrindavan. Like, so Prabhupada, that time, so it was so comforting to him, Prabhupada just won over him, and Maharaj says, I became immediately ready to leave Vrindavan if we asked him to do so. At that point of time, because he just won over me. He kind of approved and appreciated my attraction towards Vrindavan. So again, this was amazing quality Prabhupada had. He actually loved every individual person and not what the person can do for him. So many a times we usually tend to care for, appreciate, love those devotees. Even devotee care, sometimes there is understanding, we care for the devotees so that they nicely take care of the projects. But actually that's not the main, that's not the reason actually. That's the incorrect understanding. We want to care and love the devotees not for what they do, but for what they are. What they are. That they are devotees of Krishna. Therefore we want to take care of them, love them, serve them. So this is Prabhupada had that quality. He had that genuine care and affection towards the individual spirit soul, and not just that what this person can do for me. Even because this is proved, even many a times the reporters would come and interview Swamiji. Very, very common. And Prabhupada would speak to the reporters, and he was concerned that they represent him well. Even when the reporter would say, "Thank you, Swamiji," and then he would shut down all the cameras, microphone, everything, Swamiji would want to talk to him. He would want to continue the conversation. Why? Because Prabhupada was concerned that this person should understand what is Krishna consciousness and take to Krishna consciousness. So more than his report, Prabhupada was interested in the reporter. Interested in the reporter, his Krishna consciousness. And not just, that okay, now he's in a good report, good, that's it. And he would want that reporter to take prasadam, full plate of prasadam, because prasadam is also nourishing to the soul. So in this way, we see so many aspects of Prabhupada's divine personality as a caring leader. To just conclude with one beautiful pastime. This was several years later. Prabhupada was visiting Janki, and Janki had a pet cat. And when Prabhupada was visiting her, Prabhupada was sitting, and Janki's cat came and sat near Prabhupada's lotus feet. Prabhupada lifted his lotus feet and started caressing with his lotus feet the Janki's cat. And then he said, "So, Janki, are you giving her Mahaprasadam milk?" Right? So Prabhupada was concerned that how also, again seeing the soul, that she should also, the cat should also get Mahaprasad milk, which is offered to Krishna, and her spirit, she also makes her progress towards her spiritual journey. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Radha Gopinath Dasa, please speak further.
ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी भाषाप्रदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासुदेव गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। When Srila Prabhupada was living in Radha Damodar temple, he said that this is the center of the spiritual world, the place where Rupa Goswami stayed. Sri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadatika. The glorification of Rupa Goswami says that what Lord Chaitanya came to establish, came to give to the whole world, to the whole universe, that was solidly established by Rupa Goswami. And that was the Bhajan Kutir and the Samadhi Mandir of Rupa Goswami there. So in the same way, I think this particular place is the center of ISKCON, the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. There is absolutely no doubt about it. This is where ISKCON was officially established also. It is described in the Bhagavatam that the sages of Naimisharanya, this is after the battlefield, there was chaotic situation, millions of people, crores of people had died. So the sages of Naimisharanya wanted the welfare of the whole planet. So they were thinking, where we are talking about strategic planning. In the devotee care, one aspect is strategic planning. So they wanted to strategically choose a place so that they can influence the whole planet. Not only a planet, the whole universe. And knowing from the scriptures, they came to know that Naimisharanya is a place where Brahmaji had contemplated a circle around the whole universe, and the hub of that, the center of that, was Naimisharanya. So knowing that when you water the root of the tree, every part of the tree is nourished. And scriptures also said that whatever action is done there will impact the demoniac influence from the whole universe to be reduced, subdued. And therefore, even though there are hundreds of other places, they chose specifically Naimisharanya. Similarly, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur had requested his disciples that you go to London and preach. This was in the early 1920s, where the Britishers had practically occupied half of this planet. There was a British colony practically everywhere. And whatever happened in Britain had its impact all over the planet. So Srila Prabhupada understood the heart of his instructions. That is a perfect disciple. A disciple understands not just the letter of the law, but the spirit of the law. Bhaktisiddhanta was like that. Rupa Goswami was like that. He understood the heart of Lord Chaitanya when he was singing in front of Jagannath and saying apparently a mundane love song, which nobody understood. But the next day, Rupa Goswami composed another verse as a purport to that verse. And when Lord Chaitanya saw it, he was shocked. And he said, how did Rupa understand my heart? And then he said, Swarup Damodar Goswami said, that's because you have showered him his full mercy. He said, yes. When I saw him first time, just by seeing him, I empowered him fully, his heart to actually accept my mercy. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada also understood the heart of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, which was evident in his Vyasa Puja offerings. When he said that one verse, absolute is sentient, thou hast proved, impersonal calamity thou hast removed. That is parampara. S.B. Keshav Swami Maharaj was giving one talk. He said, parampara means to touch the heart of the Guru, where the heart is revealed and they understand the essence of the heart. Bhaktisiddhanta was instructed by his Guru 3 instructions. He said, number 1, don't go to Calcutta. Never go to Calcutta. Never make disciples. That was the first instructions. Never make disciples. Never meet with materialistic people. And never go to Calcutta. And Bhaktisiddhanta said, I followed his instruction to the T. He said, I never made disciples. Really? One of the generals here. He said, I only accepted them and learned from them. I saw in them some wonderful qualities, I accepted them and saw them as the property of my Guru. I never interacted with materialistic people. I never associated. There is taking association, there is giving. I said, I only wanted to give. I never took anything from them. And I never went to Calcutta. I would go to the Gaudiya Math, which is not different from the spiritual world, because Radha Krishna is there. So he took the heart of the law, instructions. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada understood the heart of Bhaktisiddhanta. The instruction was, go to UK or London But in the 1960s, Srila Prabhupada understood the hub, the center of the whole planet was the United States. Because the whole world was following the Americans. Whatever the Americans did, the whole world would do. Understanding the heart of that instruction, Srila Prabhupada landed here. And right here in this holy place, it is said by one great devotee of Lord Chaitanya, Devakinandan, Brahmanda tarite shakti dhare jane jane. Each of Lord Chaitanya's follower can deliver the whole universe. Burijan Prabhu was telling, once Prabhupada told him in Hong Kong, when he went half the planet he traveled just to meet this couple, Burijan Prabhu and Jagattarani Devi. And he said, I want to make the whole universe Krishna conscious. Saying that nobody can complain, I have no services. Till the whole universe becomes Krishna conscious, there is enough service for everyone. So yes, this is the center of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Here is, whatever is done here, watering the root of the tree, its impact will be felt everywhere. This is what Krishna chose his disciple, his intimate commander-in-chief of Lord Chaitanya's army, to establish his vision, the Lord's vision, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's vision. Prithvi ke achi jato nagaradi gram sarvatra prachar hoive mohna. I had a desire on this particular place, whenever I come, to offer a small poem that I had composed. I had composed a small poem in 2015. That was the 50th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada taking the Jaladuta and landing in America. So I had composed a 6-line poem. I would like to just speak about that. It's in Hindi, because it was Prabhupada's appearance day and I had to, somehow in an hour I just composed this, and I was amazed myself, did I do this? So for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada and in glorification of Srila Prabhupada, I would like to offer that. I'll just speak in Hindi first. एक नाव प्रभुपाद ने लेकर एक नाव प्रदान किया, एक नाव की महिमा गाकर एक नाव से बचा लिया, एक नाव का आश्रय देकर जीवों का उद्धार किया, धन्यवाद प्रभुपाद आपका सबका बेड़ा पार किया. For those of you who don't understand, I just composed it while coming here. Basically, we are talking about the boat. He took a boat. Of course, a boat, ship, whatever. He took a boat to offer a boat. He glorified a boat and saved us from another boat. He gave shelter of a boat to deliver the conditioned souls. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for saving all the souls. So he took a boat, all of us know the name of the boat, Jaladuta, to offer a boat. What was his offering to the whole planet Earth, practically for the whole universe, anyone? This in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the demigods are offering prayer to Lord Krishna in the womb of Devaki. And there they say, Swayam samuttirya sudustaram dyuman bhavarnavam bhimam adabhra sauhrada bhavat padam bhoruha navamatrate nidhaya yata sadanugraho bhavan. So they are glorifying the pure, exalted representatives of the Lord who come in this world on the order of the Lord. So Swayam samuttirya, they effortlessly cross Sudustaram, very difficult to cross this material ocean, they effortlessly cross. Because by their surrender and by Krishna's mercy, that ocean is reduced to the water contained in the hoof print of a calf. So they effortlessly cross. Swayam Samuttirya Sudustaram, very difficult to cross. Bhavaranavam, the material ocean of birth and death. Bhimam, extremely fierce. How are they able to cross? Because they have taken shelter of the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord. But Adabhra Sauhradaha, Prabhupada always signed, your ever well-wisher. That word is from here. Adabhra Sauhradaha, eternally well-wishers. They can never, in any situation, condition or circumstance, can ever wish anything other than the best for that soul. And because they are Adabhra Sauhradaha, ever well-wishers, they leave behind the boat, even though they cross the ocean. And generally, if you cross the ocean, the boat is on that side. But by reducing it, they leave the boat for all the conditioned souls. Bhavat padam bhoruhanavam atrate nidhaya. And because they have left the boat, anyone who takes shelter of that boat, Krishna is obliged to protect them. And Prabhupada writes in that purport, Guru Krishna prasade pai bhaktirtha bij. So Guru and Krishna, they come together and do the strategic planning how to deliver conditioned souls. And because a pure devotee has left behind, and what is this? What is the boat that they leave behind? Their books, their instructions, and their example. Mahajano yena dadasavantha. They leave behind their example of how to be in the world, but not become of the world, like a lotus leaf. And they leave behind their instructions. So his greatest contribution, what he actually came, Bhavanand Prabhu was once mentioning, Prabhupada was lying in an easy chair, like a rocking chair, and he said, just like that, he said, actually I didn't want to come, but Krishna told me, go write some books and come back. So Nidhayata Sadhana Guru Bhavan. So he took a boat to offer a boat. He glorified a boat. He glorified one boat. What is that? Hrideham Madhyam Sulabham Sudurlabham Plavam. Plavam means a boat. Sukalpam Guru Karnadharam. The 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna explains to Uddhav that this human form of life is a boat, a very suitable boat to cross the ocean of birth and death. And if one is fortunate enough to find a spiritual master, a bona fide representative, he's like the captain of the boat. You know, he exactly knows how to maneuver through this very difficult and easily bewildering ocean. And the favorable winds are the instructions of the scriptures. And having achieved a human form of life, having received the mercy of a spiritual preceptor, having understood and having access to the spiritual instructions through the scriptures, if someone still does not cross, he's most unfortunate. So he emphasized the importance of this boat. The second most verse that he spoke, first verse that he spoke maximum 24 times, was 7.1 Bhagavad Gita. Vayasattvamanapad. The second most verse that he spoke on was 5.5.1 Bhagavatam. Hridehamadyam Sulabham. No, sorry. Rishabdev's instruction. Nayam Deho Deho Bhajam. He spoke the second maximum time those verses, emphasizing don't waste your human form of life. It's extremely precious. Time will fly away. Before you know, please take up Krishna consciousness. Kaumara Acharit, take up Arya. So he emphasized the value of this boat. Then, so he glorified a boat and saved us from another boat. Now, which boat did he save us from? In the Bhagavad Gita 267, I think, Krishna says, Indriyanam hi charatam yan mano anuvidhiyate tadasya harati pragyam vayur navam ivambhasa. So the mind is compared to a boat, and the senses are compared to the wind. And in this ocean, without a rudder or without sails, a boat moves wherever the wind goes. So similarly, an uncontrolled mind is the worst enemy. Prabhupada quoted several times this verse, Bandhuratmat manastasya yayanatmaivatmana jitaha anatmanastu shatrutve. A mind which is subdued and controlled by the intelligence is the best of friends, and a mind uncontrolled and under the control of the senses is the worst enemy. So therefore he always said, Man mana bhava mad bhakta. So simple. It's so easy. Krishna consciousness is so simple. Just control your mind. Woo! We have no power, but the holy name has. And therefore, I was trying to think, when this holy name was being chanted by Prabhupada himself. For a second, literally, I was transported there. I was thinking, all those people who must be sitting there. And actually, the holy name is always being chanted here. This is not an ordinary place. This is a spiritual world. And therefore, these are aprakat lies here going on. So, he warned us from one boat, and that is the boat of the uncontrolled mind. He saved us from a boat, and he gave shelter of another boat. And what is that? Samashritaaye padapallavam plavam. Again, plavam means boat. Mahat padam punya yesho murare. Bhavam budhir vatsa padam param padam. Padam padam yat vipadam natesha. This material world is padam padam vipadam. Every step there is danger, except for one who has taken shelter of the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord. And that lotus feet of the Lord is the Navadha Bhakti process, the process of devotional service beginning with hearing and chanting. So Prabhupada, in Parampara, like a drowning man in an ocean, imagine a helicopter comes and a rope is thrown. Just catch hold and just hold on. That's it. Just hold on. So the process of devotion service, Samashtritaye Padapallavam, the service of the Lord. This is the boat. The service of the Lord. Three things are eternal in this world. The Lord is eternal, the living entity is eternal, and the relationship is eternal. Mamayva Amsho Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta. Prabhupada one time translated Sanatana Dharma, eternal religion, as the eternal soul has an eternal relationship with the eternal Lord in the eternal sky. And to be reconstituted in that position is our eternal religion. And so therefore he gave us that access, the boat of the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. If we can just hold on to it under all circumstances, then our life is successful. So in this holy place, I would like to offer my gratitude in the heart of Srila Prabhupada to leave Vrindavan, the spiritual world, to share Vrindavan consciousness with the whole world, and eventually bring everyone to Vrindavan at the eternal spiritual abode of the Lord. Back home, back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. International Society for Krishna Consciousness ki jai. Nithai Gaur Premanand. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Sri Damodar ki jai. His Grace Radha Gopinath Prabhu ki jai. Thank you both very, very much. It was really enlightening. They got off lane literally about 3 hours ago. Came here and speaking so nicely about Prabhupada's care, Prabhupada's compassion. Thank you for coming and enlightening us. We really appreciate it, making time for us here. So, what point do you have to leave kirtan? Or you have rest?
Somebody can leave them.
Okay, okay. So, Hare Krishna. Do we have did you have a kirtan leader? You may be one of our guests, there are many guest brahmacharis here. Okay. While Gokumar's figuring that out, we'll have a brief kirtan. Arjuna Prabhu, thank you, please. Harmonium or mridanga, kartal. So just a brief, like 5-minute kirtan, and then we'll have prasad. just to let you know, we're in the middle of renovation here. If you haven't been here in a little while, I've got your guest speakers. You may notice some changes here. The ceiling is new, the curtain rods here are in preparation for what's coming. We're midway through renovating this tirtha, so it looks the way it did when Srila Prabhupada was here. Many of you have heard me talk about this already. So we're on our way. If anybody is willing to make a donation, there's a hundi up here. We have merchandise in the back, a couple t-shirts, some hats and tote bags. And there's a donation basket also by the prasadam. So to help us get through that, all donations are accepted, but not required. We're really just happy that you've come tonight, and we hope to see you again. Prabhupada Meditations, this program happens every Wednesday at 6:30 on Wednesday evenings. And when we don't have guest speakers, then we either watch a video of memories of Srila Prabhupada, or listen to an audio recording of Prabhupada's disciples speaking about him, or read books. Not Prabhupada's books, but books of his disciples that glorify him. So it's a very nice program, and we appreciate our guest speakers here again for making it even nicer this evening. This concludes the program. Please take some prasadam and chant and be happy.